I don't know if this is good news or bad news. Hi, kids. Weaning day went real good yesterday, apparently. Little tag team action. This is not what we need on a hay day, for sure. Good morning, you guys. It is Wednesday. It's also May 29th. And May 29th for me is just not my most favorite day. A year ago today, if you've been following along, you may or may not remember, but it was the day that our little Jess began her chemo treatments. And it's just one of those days that's forever lodged into my subconscious. And I think for the last few days, maybe weeks, I've felt it sort of lurking. Both Jess and I have been doing a lot of reminiscing over just how different this summer feels, and yet you don't feel that far removed from it. We don't feel far enough removed from it to truly feel free of it. You know what I mean? It's always just gonna have a little bit of a presence in our soul. But our girl is cancer-free and she's doing really well and she's getting stronger every day and just back to normal, which is just so amazing to see. But yeah, today I'm just feeling the feels, and unfortunately, to cope, I have to go to the grocery store. I don't know if this is good news or bad news. It depends who you ask. When you ask Mark and I, it's bad news, but it's good news that it's getting done.
It's a job off the list.
It's a job off the list.
Bad news is the job
The job is hay. So we got quite a bit of rain on Monday. Today's Wednesday. But we've had quite a bit of sun today and quite a bit of wind and like no humidity. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I always find too, like, older hay ground can handle.
Dries up a bit more.
It's firmed up a fair bit. Like, it can take a little bit more rain because it's got a little bit better filtration and
yes, good roots.
Yeah, so far cry from like the new seeding, which I got mud on my boots.
Oh, you already went through it today?
Yeah, there's a couple wet spots in it actually.
Is there? Well, that farm is
tile issues.
Yeah, that farm's a little tricky. Anyways, we are running down the road to get our disc vine, service it up, and I think Mark's gonna actually try to drop some hay today. That'll give it an extra day to get dried up. Ethan is lined up for Saturday, but he also has 30 acres of his own he wants to do. So we want to make sure ours is good and dry, so when he comes we can just do it and there's no holdups. Because I think they're calling for 70% chance of rain that night. So
yeah, like it's not much. It's 1 to 3.
I guess if we even get 1 to 3 and it's that dry,
probably would have to flip it. But
is that? Oh, yeah. You better get this.
I always kind of feel like it seems pointless to put new blades on first cut. As long as it cuts.
Do we have spares if we need them?
Probably not.
So just Harvey's gun and...
Yep.
I didn't power wash that, sorry.
Apparently not.
I didn't know I was supposed to.
Grab whatever you got.
We have yet to move our manure pile to make room for the bags, but then Mark and I just made, actually Mark made the realization that we need to keep the bags actually snug to the bag that's open, because we don't want to block ourselves out from being able to keep filling bags for second cut and third cut. So there's actually room because we can, well, the trailer's sort of where we would empty the wagons, but the bag is going to go right here. So there actually is like 2 lanes sort of available between the bagger and the wagons, which we'll show you in a few days here, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. So there isn't really a rush to move it. I'd like it moved. It will have to get moved for second cut for sure. But at least takes the pressure off, because everywhere we want to put it is going to be really, really wet right now. As for our hay, this is probably the last year for this stand. I believe we're on year 3 or 3 and a bit with the establishment year. And she's thick, but it's really grassy. I haven't really seen any flowers, but like I said, the grasses are so dense, it's just probably hard to see them. So the feed might be better quality than we think. Of course, the grass will dilute it a little bit. The grass, so the thing is, the alfalfa is what gives us our protein if it's at a certain stage, which I believe is like bud. If it's flowered, then it's becoming a little more mature, and I think the sugars move or something. Mark knows more of how the plant works. So yeah, this is the alfalfa, and I don't see any flowers. But the grasses are in full head, and they are big. All right, kids, we gotta get out of here. Come on. Come on. I'm struggling a little bit today. I don't know how, but I've pulled my groin. I just woke up this way, so I don't know. We went rock climbing last night, so whether I did something wonky or if it was just walking in flip-flops all weekend on concrete, I don't know. I was gonna say aging's getting old. Good one, Sandy. Just want to check my birdie little bottle lambs here. They're pretty quiet. We do something a little more strategic when there's only a few left. We actually keep the water going on the nanny, but no milk replacer. So they're still able to get free choice water, but it just takes away the stress of not getting the nipple and milk. So this way they're just not getting milk, but they still get the nipple. But we still have water pails here, and we've had those there the whole time. Just little things to help transition them better. You're very quiet. You're very quiet. What are you doing? You're a little monkey. Hi. How are you? You're so pretty. You're very pretty. There you go. Is it milk or is it? Oh, it's still. Oh, that's watery milk. So there might be a little powder left. Oh, there's just a wee little bit of milk powder. wonder they're quiet. They're still getting milk. Tomorrow might be a different story. Hello. What are you saying? You are so sweet. Hi, kids. What do you got loose? Oh, you're dirty. Good morning. It is Thursday. Update on the lower level of my body because no one asked. My right leg feels much better. We've just migrated all the pain onto my left side. So I'm babying my left leg a little bit today if it looks like I'm limping. We are moving our poo. So everything I told you yesterday was a lie. He was thinking about leaving that pile, but I think he has changed his mind and we may as well move it. He's got a spot down on a wheat farm. It sucks. We're gonna have to put it on really nice wheat, but it's sort of a tough part of the farm, so it doesn't usually yield too well right there anyway. And he wants to sort of top dress that farm. It's pretty low in nutrients, so he said once the wheat comes off, we'll just spread this manure on a little chunk back there. So it's getting re-stockpiled, which is sort of a waste of resources and energy, but it is what it is. The problem with my barn is when it needs cleaned out, it needs cleaned out. And often we don't have anywhere to put it. We've talked about this numerous times. We should be putting up a manure storage, but we haven't done it yet. It's on the list. The list is big. Little tag team action, but we did get our pad clean as we're gonna get it. It actually needs a little rain wash. But yeah, we have that all cleared off now, and even this little pile's clean. I just checked the hay here this afternoon, and it's really wet underneath. It's times like this I wish we had a bit of a tedder or an inverter to get the bottom dried out, but we don't have that. Yeah. No matter what, they find a hole. Good morning. Yeah, weaning day went real good yesterday, apparently. My lambs found a wee tiny little hole. I did not see this hole. So whether they've been able to move one of my little pallets over and get the hose, I'm not really sure. But they were searching for milk. They did not find it, but they did find the hose that had an endless supply of water going through it. It could have been worse. It did not go in the pen, so that's good because I got rid of all the manure yesterday. So yeah, just a pretty big squeegee job. Carissa had a lot of it out even before I got out here this morning. However, I am taking the nanny away from them and they are getting pailed water. That is cleaned up. I want to run to the bakery this morning. I did not get my order in, so I'm freaking out that they won't have any left when I get there. Today will be all sort of hay prep. I'm gonna run to Ethan's and grab wagons and make sure I have the hitches all ready to go. Ethan needs his merger today, but I think tomorrow morning first thing we'll have to grab the merger and then put two rows into one. Unless we go tonight and grab it. Well, the good thing about this spring is we never run out of jobs. I don't know if that's a good thing. Anyway, Mark is on his last load of fungicide on our wheat, on our winter wheat. This is our last application before harvest, which is a really nice feeling to be done. What we have noticed in the field that he's in right now, he actually cheaped out on a couple of fields because he wasn't sure if they were going to make it. And he said there is a couple patches in both fields of what's called rust stripe or stripe rust. Stripe rust, I think that sounds right. Mark's motto has always been never give up on a crop, even if it looks terrible. A lot of guys will give up because it just costs too much money to try to salvage a not great crop. But Mark sort of always takes the other side of that coin and never gives up on it. So I was shocked when he said he didn't spray them. It could have been a timing thing too. He just might have been busy doing all the other things we're trying to do in the spring. So anyway, the timing's worked out really well because Ethan just nicely finished the wagons servicing them. So I think after he's done this load, we're gonna eat lunch quick and then I'm gonna grab those wagons and I think he's gonna rinse out the sprayer and get that switched over to whatever's next on his spraying schedule. And the other thing is this ground is drying up quite nicely and we do have 37 acres of soybeans left to plant in our really wet fields. I think he's gonna go and check that field and just see if we would be able to sneak that in yet today or tomorrow morning when we're waiting on Ethan to come to do hay. Okay, wheat is done, lunch is in my belly, and we are off to get some freshly serviced wagons and some wagon snatcher hitchy things. It has turned out to be a really nice day. We actually ate our lunch out on the patio. There's only one thing missing, and that was beverages. Tempting?
It is tempting. Like just to plant stale right into it.
Yeah. Feels mellow under my feet.
Yeah, that's the problem is Jack worked it twice there. It's just soft.
Yeah.
But you won't get any mud on your tires.
It actually looks nice.
I think it's okay. Down here it's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I almost wonder if you might not make a bigger mess if you try to work it.
Yeah.
Like those spots.
Yeah, what do they look like?
They'll be muck.
We're trying to figure out if this field is plantable. There's quite a few wet spots in it. You know what you're doing yet?
Nope.
Good morning. It's Saturday and we have been working on this particular activity since late last night. Our antenna that runs all our GPS right there, the wires have corroded, and the GPS is down. So yeah, planting was out of the picture yesterday. We are in the middle of trying to fish out all the old wire and put in some new wire and see if that will get everything running again. He's not overly happy, so I'm just trying to be kind of quiet. This is not what we need on a hay day, for sure. Shocking. Back up to 80% chance of rain tonight.
I don't think it's till like late.
2 a.m. for 40%.
But yeah, I don't know why I don't have continuity.
Do you have more of this cable?
No, I don't. Oh, there is.
We got it fixed. When I say we, I mean Mark. Corroded wires. We spliced it back probably 20 feet, 10 feet? Probably 20. So yeah, it's just, we've had this up here.
You were not in the chickens. Because that's base station down at the chicken farm.
Oh yeah.
Then when you
Oh, so 2011. It's been here for, what's the math on that? 13 years it's been here. So it's been, we did feed the cord through the crawl space of the shop. So it wasn't like in the elements, but there was like, I don't know, 4 feet that was. And maybe just the age of it, I don't know. Anyway, it's a temporary fix for now. And then we'll put it back through the crawl space. But for now, it's just like sort of going in through the man door. It's working. That's all we care about to get us through this season. And then we'll take the time and fix it right later. Changing the PTO around so it can run the wagons this afternoon. But this morning we're gonna merge the hay. So we're gonna put 2 rows into one to keep Ethan sort of chugging along, keep it efficient. It's a monster. It likes to eat a lot of hay. Mark is on his last few passes in the field. During hay, we do call in a few favors, and it's nice to know people. Mark's dad has a couple smaller John Deere loaders, and we always borrow one for Monty, so Monty's gonna help us this afternoon. And Ethan's got these wagon snatchers, so I put this one on. I don't know if I put it on right, but I think it's okay. So what this does is it helps us, all we have to do is back up, and Ethan's got the I guess it'd be the male end that would connect to that. And then when it goes sort of in this, these kind of guide the tongue into here. His tongues are spring loaded on the wagons. So they can hit almost anywhere on this deflector, and then it'll go into this makeshift sort of drawbar here. And then it automatically spring loads a pin down and locks it in. So they're pretty handy. We had these when I was a kid. When I used to have to run the harvester for hay or straw. So I am very much used to these. Mark and I had different ones that we really like as well, that we sometimes use for the bale wagon. But these are Ethan's, so we just use what Ethan has on his harvester. I don't know how Ethan's making out. He's doing his own hay this morning. I think they were gonna start fairly early, and thought he could be here by 2 and then get set up, and hopefully we'd be going by 3. They are calling for an 80% chance of rain again tonight. They had kind of snuffed it out yesterday, and I looked at Mark and said, don't count that weather forecaster out quite yet, because it can change tomorrow again. And it did. So we should be able to get this field off in decent time if everything goes okay. I should have checked my phone before I turned on my camera. Ethan just texted, said they were having issues, and he is not going to be able to be here till 4. That's 2 hours later. Shoot. We have lost Mark to planting once again. He wants to get that last field done. We checked the weather again, and it's looking like a pretty good chance of rain, like more rain than what we expected. And if we don't plant that field today and we get too much rain, we are not going to be able to get into it. It's just a really heavy wet field. So there are a few little soft spots, but we went and checked it again just after lunch here, and they've grayed off a little bit. So he's just gonna shallow the planter up really decently, and then hopefully not get stuck. So we've lost him on hay duty, but Jess said she didn't say. We asked Jess if she would give us a hand and run the other wagon. So Monty will be running the John Deere, Jess will be running the Fendt. And I thought I would just come on here and tell you guys what we're gonna do, just because it's gonna get chaotic here, and I'm not gonna, you won't be able to hear me anyway, but it's gonna get busy. There's gonna be a lot of moving parts, and many of you have been with me each year when we do this, but there could be new people here. So the final product is haylage. Now haylage is not dry hay. This is actually fermented wet hay. Now not real wet, but it's like probably 68% moisture or more. So quite a bit. You can see here, it's actually, there's a wet, like it's still got lots of moisture in it. And it's stored in these ag bags. And so when we do the bag today, it will probably sit, well, it's gonna sit for quite a while, because we got at least a half a bag still here. So we won't be opening the first cut bag till probably August, I'm gonna say. So yeah, it's gonna sit, it's gonna ferment nicely, and then that's actually what we feed the sheep. The final product is this fermented hay product. So what you will see is Ethan coming in with his big self-propelled harvester. It's a big John Deere. Sort of looks like a combine with a different head, and it's got like a spout that comes out and blows it into these forage wagons here. So this is what's gonna haul it to the bagger. Devon's bringing the bagger, and it just sort of packs and builds a bag as it goes. There's a lot of steps to hay. That's why I think we get a little bit stressed about it, because A, the weather's gotta be good for enough days to get it in the best condition. And then B, we rely on a lot of custom people, so we have to make sure that they're available. I don't think Ethan's having a great day. He's actually had to move out of his field because it got too dry on him. You don't want it to get too dry. It doesn't ferment well, and it also doesn't blow into the wagons as well. So I don't know what he's gonna do about feed himself. I know he was running pretty low this year, so I don't know if we would even have enough to spare. Mark figures we'll just nicely have enough to fill a bag. I think that's it for now. So that will be first cut, that 30 acre, the old stand. We still have the new stand over yonder. It won't be ready until this hay's probably at second cut. So we will line them up. I think at the end of the year, going into winter, we'd like to have like 3.5, 4 full lines of haylage to get us through. And then we also do a little bag of corn silage. All right, well, we'll just wait for these guys. I think Ethan's gonna be here maybe an hour earlier than he thought. So hopefully around 3 we can get this party started.